Welcome to African Woman TV on your favorite show, Everything Women. My name is Eukaria Nkem Okaho with my darling co-host
Sandra Moses.
Hello,
Hi,
Sandra.
Eukaria.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are
Looking
you?
beautiful.
Thank you. And you don't look bad yourself either.
Thank you.
Pretty as always.
Thank you. Women must always support each other.
Definitely.
If we do that, I believe we'll take over the men in politics.
100%.
Can you say amen to
Amen,
that? Do you
amen,
believe that a
amen,
woman
amen,
was going to be the president of Nigeria?
Oh, definitely.
Oh
I
my
believe
God,
that.
I believe
I'm
it's
here.
gonna happen.
I'm here.
Whatever
I'm
the
here.
men say, we're going to try. So, Sandra, it's a very beautiful moment with you.
Definitely.
Now, there's a trending issue on social media. I believe you've come across it.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll talk about Miss Comfort and Ibom Air.
Oh, yeah.
It was really it was the talk of the town, everybody talking about it. So can you share, what do you know about the whole issue?
Okay, so based off everything we've seen on social media, right? We all know that. I think from what I've read so far and seen so far, they're just talking about turn off your phone, don't turn off your phone. According to some eyewitnesses, he said the air hostess was rude and condescending, and I think that was actually what led to the reaction we got at the end of the day. And well, it is what it is right now. It's a pity actually. The whole embarrassment and everything.
It was really, it was hurtful when I saw it, and I'm like, and I think the way she was bundled out of the aircraft, to me, it doesn't show that the security personnel apply what we call emotional intelligence.
100.
Because I feel there are other ways you can actually make people do what they don't want to do, calmly. But in Nigeria, it's all about give it to me, I give it to you the way you have given me. And I think that has not really given us a very good result.
True.
In my own opinion, that's bundling out. I know she was, assertive, abusive. One could see that crystal clear. But if she was spoken to calmly, are you getting it? I feel she could go out of her way, coming down without all
on
this
her own
drama.
Exactly.
Just like, sometimes I feel that women still have this content of a child in them.
Definitely.
Just like when a child is crying, fuming with anger, you just come to the child. How are you crying? I'm going to beat mom. Oh, mommy beat you. I'm going to hold mommy today. I'm going to do this to mommy today. And you find out the child will just, of course, you're not going to do anything to mommy. But emotional intelligence is what you use at that point in time. He's fuming with anger, he's crying. So how do I make this boy
calm down
without walking in the same pace with him?
Exactly.
So that's what I feel. If they had to apply emotional intelligence, they would get a better result.
True, I totally agree with you, because when I watched everything that happened, and I was upset, to be very honest, because in my head I'm like, okay, two people having an argument, two people having an altercation, and some people stepped in. Instead of calming the situation down, you literally pulled her out. Why? And someone on the other side dragged off her top.
Clothes. And I think a lady did that. One of the air hostess did that.
And I was livid, to be very honest. I was upset. I'm like, I'm sorry to say this, but then again, I feel like sometimes men just look for the opportunity to just want to, some men actually, because at that point when they stepped into the aircraft, they were supposed to try to talk to her calmly, to try to calm her down. And help her calm down.
I assume you are trying to stand on her pace.
Exactly, because
you have to protect the aircraft. Just protect it and protect your customer. It's your name.
Exactly, because except maybe in the case of trying to calm her down, she refuses to calm down and she's still proving stubborn, then yes, you would know that the last resort was just to drag her off the aircraft because she was trying to destroy things. But from what we saw, we're not 100% sure, but from what we saw and what has been going around on social media, we could see that they just went in and just jacked her and pulled her out, and someone tried to drag her. So for me, when I saw someone someone pulled, like, tore her clothes, it felt like a deliberate act. It felt like, for me, it felt like, okay, I'm going to
get back at you.
Exactly. You would know that I am in charge here, and you don't just come and take power where power does not belong to you, sort of. And It's actually very embarrassing and disheartening.
No,
Yeah,
very,
but
very
the
much.
deed has been done.
They didn't work so fast.
No, they didn't.
I feel that sometimes even somebody who wants to fight, when you sense that, I feel before she started destroying things, there are signs that she's about to do that. And that I feel that was when those security personnel should apply emotional intelligence. Yes, so before you notice she's already trying to do something, her countenance, her words, her movement has given a potential danger. That is when they would have applied that. But, it has happened, and we could actually see the way things are going now. We heard that the federal government has actually, pulled down the cut charges and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on, the Ibom girls raised to fame, now she's famous, trending over social media. Do you think it's a good representation of Nigerians' culture?
Also, in this part of the world, they get to say that, no publicity is bad publicity. Even though I do not agree with that. So coming out to act crazy and you becoming famous because you act crazy.
There are, awards, some very prominent philanthropies have actually paid her to travel and cool off.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, to cool off from what?
Well, from Kirikiri. They took her to Kirikiri. At least she spent like 48 hours or something, 2 hours.
So she should cool off from there. One of the innocent people who had been there.
See, this is Nigeria, right? So we shouldn't even go into that right now. But the truth here is, honestly, right, I just feel like the whole rise to fame and all of that, is it worth it? No, I don't think so. Yeah. But then, in this part of the world, in Nigeria, every publicity is good publicity. So you see people come out and act crazy on social media, and people begin to, and there's something, sorry for diverting a bit, I just wanted to say something. Now you see on social media now, I came across someone who said something. He said the reason why the good people, that's people with good content, the reason why they don't trend as much as people with bad content is because we are focused on people with bad content. Yeah. So we tend to help them rise. You hear that, like what happened to Comfort? Everybody started bombarding her social accounts, like, this, and the story just went like wildfire. But when we hear something good happening somewhere, and people they just no engagement on the post and all of that. Now, is it good for our Nigerian culture? I don't want to actually say no or yes, but then again, I would say that her attitude isn't a good representation of our Nigerian culture. As a woman, you're meant to be emotionally intelligent, right? As a woman, you're meant to read the room before you react. You're meant to understand that you have the power to control things without you going crazy.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Anger management is very important. If you're able to manage your temperament, you would go a long way. See, a lot of people are giving her this, making her that, and all of that, and trying to say, go here and go and cool off and all of that. Good for them. But now, the truth is, I'm still waiting for that one person that would actually offer to take her to a therapist. Because no matter, now the truth is, yes, something must have led to her reacting that way. Yeah. But the truth is, she actually needs help with anger management. She actually needs help with emotional intelligence. She actually has to understand that it's not every fight that is your fight. There are times you have to step back a bit. That doesn't make you stupid or foolish. It just simply shows that you have something going on upstairs, like you're intelligent, you're smart, and you read the room.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's a very wonderful piece. Now, do you also think that her provocative lifestyle, how do you think it can influence Nigerian young women? Is it positively or negatively?
Oh, definitely negatively.
But she's popular. She's traveled out. She's making
That's why
money.
I just said something. People say every publicity is good publicity, whether bad or good, but definitely a wrong one. It's just like before we started recording, right? Before we started the show, rather, I said something. I said, maybe I would also go and display. Who knows? I may just get famous. and that's the truth. So it's bad publicity. There's someone out there right now sitting in her comfort zone and thinking of something dramatic to do. That's the honest truth. So imagine a content creator who has been struggling for years to build something and get famous. I'm like, okay, Comfort just went to on her way back. And
she's a celebrity.
She's a celebrity in less than how many hours?
Traveling all over the world, and it's possible
getting
she has not
offers
traveled before.
Do you understand? So definitely it's actually bad for of course our Nigerian youth, and we should understand that not everything as youth we're meant to copy, not every step we're meant to follow. You know, there are some of us that actually have good morals. Like someone like me, there are certain things I can do, no matter how good it looks, or because I know where I'm coming from. Before I do certain things, I have to think, oh, my dad, my mom. And there are people that they don't care. Like, it's none of their business. As long as they trend, as long as people get to see them, they're willing to go to any miles to do it. So definitely it's not good for our youth. That's what I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and just like adding a voice to yours, that people should know that for the fact that somebody is trending because he or she, did something bad, shouldn't be a reason for you to say to yourself, okay, tomorrow I should go up and fight with somebody so that I can actually get fame.
Yeah.
But is this a reflection of value or priority to Nigeria at the moment? Does it reflect any value?
No, it doesn't. That is a straight up answer. It doesn't represent any value. We have a lot of pressing issues that we keep ignoring.
Yeah.
A lot of things are happening in this country today that we keep ignoring. And now, I know every little thing we tend to divert. Every little distraction, we tend to forget other things we're actually going through in this country as a nation and just focus on that. And that's the reason why you see there are times we get to see that, people in government, they know how to get at us. Small thing, they just bring up something and everybody forgets that, we need power here, we need this power supply, bad roads and all. We just forget all of that and focus on the little drama. It doesn't bring any value. Please, we understand that she was humiliated. And yes, she also overreacted. Do you understand? And she was humiliated. They didn't handle it well. That's the Ibom Air didn't handle it well. But then again, this doesn't bring any value. We focus on what has happened. And of course, I had expected that, we'll just move past it. And yes, hopefully she gets justice. And whoever also needs to get justice, gets justice. But then, this is Nigeria, our dear beloved country.
Wonderful. This is Nigeria, our dear beloved. Now, do you also think, what role do you think social media played in terms of the rise to her fame? Do you see it as a blessing to Nigerian youth or a curse? Do you see it as a blessing to Nigerian youth?
This is a very dicey question. Is it a blessing or a curse? I would like to be in the middle. I would say it's a blessing. Now, to her, it could be a blessing, right? She'll be like, okay, to her, it could be a blessing. Before you know, she's up there. And business owners would always want to use people who are famous, people who have enough following on social media to promote their businesses. So, yes, she would sit and say, it's a blessing because she just sits and creates content. Everybody know me, and she's getting deals here and there. So to her, it's a blessing. But to the Nigerian youth, is it a blessing? No, because it is you displaying or showing another side of you that is bad, that others would want to emulate. Our younger generation coming up, they would want to, if I do this here and there and all. And social media, of course, social media would either make or mar you. That's the truth.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, her pictures, of course, are all over the internet. That is also a bad sight to behold. And another thing, again, it helped her to blow. The reason why we're talking about this here is because it was uploaded on social media, right? And so now, social media is just a place where we all have to be careful. Now in this world at large, not just in Nigeria, in the world at large, you see someone is in need of help, and instead of people to try and help that person, everyone is bringing out their phones to video
instead of trying to look
help.
around
Do you
the
understand?
issue.
And so social media is a lot to handle. You just have to make sure you're doing the right thing at the right time and channeling the right energy into it. It has helped her to blow, quote and unquote, but in a bad way. But like I said, to her, she would tag it as a blessing. And for someone who has morals, someone who is very keen on, I can't allow certain things to be said about me. I know where I'm coming from. This would bother them. In fact, they would go off for a while.
Yeah,
Do
they'll
you
go off
understand?
for a while because it's like
It's-
it's inhuman.
Yes, it's inhuman. They would go off for a while. Someone like me, I would definitely go off for a while, to be very honest, because that's not what I want to see about myself out there. Yeah, but for
social
some
media,
people,
anytime you talk about Ibom air and comfort, or you see somebody
Is
who
somebody-
is
do you understand?
nude pictures and
so, but she seemed like a very strong lady, because I know she actually dropped a post thanking her friends, family, and people who stayed around her throughout the ordeal and all of that. So, I'll say it's a blessing to her. I would
but
give it that.
there's a question I keep asking myself in the whole scenario, the whole issue trending. Now, for me, I would always say that, like I told you before,
Okay.
Security personnel, air hostess, whoever the hostess, we should always apply emotional intelligence when we are working, when we are doing things. We should apply emotional intelligence. If they had sensed that this particular person is going to be violent, at that point they should control it. But another troubling thing is this: could we call this a situation of luck, or should we call this a situation of Nigerians' mentality and understanding? What am I trying to say?
Okay.
How come we are celebrating, we are, trying to encourage somebody who was so assertive, who was so violent, giving her opportunity to travel all over the world, and we are neglecting this particular lady who stood still and allowed herself to be punched, to be slapped, to be beaten? Now, would it be a case of luck, or it's Nigerians' emotional, when a big man, a rich man is having issue with a poor person, it's always a situation of trying to intimidate the poor person. If a politician is having issue with a common man, it's always a case of you that is a bad politician, you that wallow in corruption. Now you want to intimidate the poor. Nobody is actually looking at what happened. Now, I'm a little bit sad that a particular lady who is receiving blows and punch, I believe Nigerians are listening to us, are watching us. Why can't we also reward people who don't give back the way it should be? Because if she had also given back to back, they punched themselves, killed themselves, maybe the award would have gotten to her. So you get that's my opinion. Yeah, maybe an award would have been gotten to her, but nobody is looking at her, nobody is seeing her. So that is unfair in that part. But what message would you like to, give to Nigerian youths out there? What message are you giving them from the whole story? What message are you passing to Nigerian youth?
Okay, so the truth is, people don't see what led to what. They see the reaction. How were you able to handle certain situations, right? That's what people look at. People are not focused on, why is this girl, or why did you act a certain way? Now, the whole world saw that, Miss Comfort was acting crazy, violent, she was uncontrollable, she was just all over the place, right? And yes, it showed that she had anger issues, and of course it's something she has rather, and it's something that needs to be worked on. But nobody at that point, it was even later, people started thinking, what must have led to this? Now, it's just for us to understand that people don't care about what led to what. People only care about how you react to situations. And as women, as Nigerian youths, as individuals, I would always advise that you read the room before you react. It's very important. Read the room. Know how you conduct and comport yourself. There are times, you see, emotional intelligence is very important, even at our workplace, in church, wherever you find yourself. Emotional intelligence is very important. Not every question deserves an answer. Not every fight deserves a reaction. That's the truth. I know there's something I always tell myself when people get to probably try and get me upset, and there are people who intentionally just want to get you upset.
Yes,
there are people who intentionally just
reaction.
want to get you to react in a certain way. But there's something I always tell myself when people try to get me angry. I just tell myself, you're a lady, you are both this, just walk away. But that doesn't make me stupid. It just simply means that I know what I'm doing. I'm wise. I should walk away.
I know when to react.
I know when to react and when not to react. And also, I just also realized that there are people who intentionally, they're very manipulative. And Well, I do not want to say the air hostess was being manipulative, but from the video, it felt, this is my own personal opinion, right? It felt as though she was being manipulative. It felt like oh, she knew they were recording her, and she's like, oh, you can see she's hitting me.
And maybe one of the colleagues has actually given her a signal. There's a video, don't do back, don't.
Yeah, even
back,
if you watch one of the
like
videos.
So we're seeing her saying he's eating me. Somebody cannot just come out from the views and start hitting you. Something happened.
Yeah. Even then,
and that is where they started videoing.
Yes.
How come they didn't show us video when the conversation started?
They didn't show us.
But when she was brutal, right?
That was when they
showing us what was happening.
So do you understand what I'm trying to say now?
Yeah.
Even when they brought her down, someone was recording, and the person also said, "Oh, don't touch her. We are videoing.
Wow.
Don't touch her." So you would know, from my own point of view, you would know it was an intentional act. I saw it from an angle whereby I felt like that air hostess was being manipulative. If at that point she was being brutal, she was being difficult to handle, you would step aside.
You step aside, but you obstruct her.
She did that.
So, you know.
So for me, it felt like she was doing that intentionally to provoke her, knowing that she was being angry and she couldn't.
And I know they can use her anger against her.
So that's what she did. So for me, she was just being manipulative. It was just a matter of, okay, they're recording me. Hey world, you all should see she's slapping me and I'm not reacting. So for me, I know some people might feel I'm being sentimental, but for me, I feel like she doesn't deserve any reward, realistically. Right? If the stories we're hearing online or we're seeing online from other eyewitnesses, quote and unquote, because it's allegedly, right, hasn't been verified yet, if all they're saying is true, and I know I've seen a few stories here and there where some people have come up to say that, they've had an encounter with this said air hostess and she's actually very rude. So I tell people, if you're providing service, you have to be professional. You have to be polite. People will talk to you in a very condescending manner, but that doesn't make you stupid. There are times when you can't handle certain situations. You step aside for another person to take over. I do that, right? There are times I'm trying to talk to you and you're being condescending. I will just give me a moment. I will step aside and allow, especially when I'm getting to that point of being angry. I'll just, step aside for someone else. So we have to understand that you cannot talk to people in a condescending manner and expect them not to. Not everybody can handle that. Some people hate intimidation. The moment they realize you're trying to intimidate them, you've touched that knot that they've been trying to get. So that's all I have to say anyway.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That was a very wonderful conversation with you. And to Ibom, I have this advice to give, because despite we are looking at comfort, I want them to know that, like we are repeating it here, emotional intelligence is very important. Yeah. There is always a negative view to all this. They might be having people come to fly. Any little provocation, they will just remind them, look at what you did to come.
Yes.
So please, let's not try in any form to hurt another person.
And it's bad for business.
Because it's bad for business. If there were a way it was managed, it will still give a very beautiful image to Ibom Air. But at this point, there will be triggers. If the staff or those working there should in any way try to hurt or offend somebody, positively, negatively, unintentionally, they will always refer back.
Yes.
So you see the question of trying to hurt people and, at the same time you feel hurt. So Nigerians, let's love lead. And I still say that the air hostess should also be given a little award for taking those points, please.
Okay, so sorry, I just want to add something, right? So aside, not just to Ibom Air, to other airlines out there, it's very important we learn to train our staff. Quarterly, yearly, they need to go through some professional trainings. They have to understand how to handle customers, rude customers, polite customers. We need to understand that we're not just employing people to work for us, right? We also need to train them on the job. We have to train them to be emotionally intelligent and how to face difficult situations and difficult clients.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Keep watching African Woman TV.